We're here with Colin Johnston, and it's time we get to meet this young man. As Colin hails from Rochester at Monroe
Yeah.
Community College. Been a lot of fun to watch you play so far. You know, you've been pitching really well out of the bullpen.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It means a lot.
Is your main chore at Monroe also pitching from the pen, or are you starting, or?
Actually, my 2 years at Monroe, I was strictly like a starter. First outing as a freshman, we go to Arizona for a spring trip, and it was a whole lot different than high school,
Yeah.
and it didn't go as planned. And at the end of that trip, I had like 1 or 2 outings out of the pen, and I worked my way back in the rotation.
So you'd prefer to be a starter?
Yeah, I do enjoy starting, but this summer honestly has made me really enjoy the bullpen. Honestly,
Yeah, I would think.
yeah, it's been fun coming out in big situations, and especially when you perform well, it's a good feeling.
Yeah. It was kind of interesting, folks. Before we started the interview with Colin, we were talking about what was up for him, and he may join me in the broadcast booth tonight
Oh yeah.
because the other night he got pressed into service, and it was an interesting thing to watch because basically I called it the battle of the closers.
Yeah.
You against Mullins at Geneva.
Hmm.
And I'm just curious about something. I don't like to get too specific in the profiles, but it kind of looked like you ran out of steam in around the latter part of the 12th inning, but you kept going.
Yeah. Well, having that night, I knew I was going for the ninth, and I ended up coming in the eighth, which was a little extended relief. Didn't think I'd end up going to 14 innings, but it's been a couple months since I had a start, so I've been on the plan of just coming out and throwing 20, 30 max, and
Yeah.
I think I ended up getting to like 85 pitches, which yeah, I did the end. I did feel a little tired, but I still wanted to be out there every part of it.
Yeah, yeah, it was tough one to lose, but I can understand you enjoying being a part of
Yeah.
it. So when you go back to Monroe, I assume you're going to be back in the starting rotation then.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm done my second year there, so I'm going to Tusculum. It's in East
Okay.
Tennessee, a good Division II down there. And so far, I don't know what role I'm going to have there, but there's a lot of openings, so just hope for the best. And
Yeah. All right. Talk about your your array of pitches, your assembly of pitches, so to speak.
yeah, for me, I wouldn't say I'm a sidearmer, maybe like a three-quarter.
Mhm.
So I get a lot of natural tails. I mean, I mainly throw two seams, which honestly, surprisingly, is one of my favorite pitches, just because it runs a lot.
Yeah.
And then I throw the circle change with that too, which basically looks like my fastball, but just drops
Oh yeah.
good miles. And then the hard slider has been good this summer too. And that's been my go-to for righties.
Yeah, that circle change and whatever change a pitcher
Yeah.
decides to throw has been really effective. I'm so impressed
Mhm.
with how many of the guys you can keep your arm speed up.
Yeah.
And that's the big
Mhm.
thing to fool in a batter. If he sees that arm coming at the way it has been,
Mhm.
he's expecting something fast, and it just kind of
Yeah.
floats in there.
It honestly is such like a vital pitch that a lot
Yeah.
of pitchers, especially at this level, don't even have a good one or control of.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone wants to, have that crazy slider curveball, but changeups work out so many times. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is amazing. It's a good pitch to have in your arsenal. Talk about your youth playing days. Little league, high school, anything like that?
Oh yeah, I mean, growing up, I've always wanted to be a pitcher. I used to play a little first base too in high school, and like I said to you before, the only position I never really got to do was catch because I always blinked and it hit me. So, but high school was also good. I mean, I almost really wasn't a pitcher till my junior year. Believe it or not, I used to swing it pretty good,
Yeah.
playing a little first, and then pitching became dominant. And then at Monroe, it just turned into my go-to thing.
Was it a conscious decision by you, or is it something the coaches felt you'd be better at?
The coaches kind of thought I'd be better at it. I mean, he said I could have came in as like a two-way, but once I got to see how much work it is to try to do that, both, and you got to pick one, and
Yeah.
pitching was definitely by far the better choice for me, and I've loved every second of it.
Yeah, based on what we've seen, you made the right choice to be sure.
Thank you.
Before we go, maybe you want to give a shout out to your folks. I know
Mhm.
the support of parents is such a big deal for all collegiate athletes, and even as you go into the pros or
Mhm.
whatever, you
Yeah.
always hear guys talking about their family. Talk about yours.
Yeah, my parents have been obviously the biggest supporters in this whole road, and even like my brothers and sisters, they give me a lot of support. My older brother played college ball too, so he knows everything I'm doing, and they try to make their way out to some of these games. and they're coming up next week. And honestly, it just means the world. You know, you can't thank them enough.
Yeah.
And they do so much, put all the time and effort, and you know they're always there, even when I'm complaining in the dump. And, you know, they're there
Yeah.
for me. So it's
All right.
awesome.
Well, it's great to have you here.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
All right.